Okay, yeah, good. We're recording now. All right. So just a brief explanation. Um, we have we have a prompt, a use case, basically. Um, so this person is a social media manager that's been using it to generate. No, this is social media post schedule for luxury real estate companies. In 2025, to have generic posts, informative posts, and site or video posts, 3 contents per week. I have done some post schedules in the past, you can use as a reference. I don't want generic or repeated content, but more intuitive, taking into consideration world events that can be related to real estate. So, and then he provided a post schedule that he uses. So that's what we're going to be working on. Let me zoom in this one. So one wants to use this, I'll use this. But let's start by priming. Let's start by priming our chatbot. So we're going to start with, it's mostly, from what I can see, it's mostly Instagram because I'm seeing real video. I think Ojo is here. If you are here, just you can unmute your mic since it's your stuff. So is this majorly for Instagram, or you want to do this for multiple social media platforms? Which one are you specifically focusing on?
Okay, what I basically did was I use it for Facebook and Instagram.
Your video is good. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, all right, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Yes, but
I
I can replace most of them. I can replace most of them on LinkedIn too.
Okay.
Well,
Instagram. So also okay, no problem. You can meet yourself back. Hey guys, sorry, can you hear me? It looks like my internet cut out. Can you hear me?
not at all. I even thought it was mine.
No, it was my internet. I don't know. Somehow it just cut out. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Good. So you were saying, I was saying, who is your target audience? Do you have a specific target audience?
My target audience are basically for the rich, the wealthy,
okay.
or the
in Nigeria.
Okay, you mean location. In location is going to be
location, income type, if you have a specific any specific identifying information. So for example, are they rich?
Okay.
How rich are they? Are they in Nigeria or outside Nigeria? Where do they reside? Stuff like that.
Okay, location basically is Nigeria, Ghana, US, UK, Canada.
Okay, all right. The target audience are wealthy and upper middle class, and in Nigeria, Ghana,
US, UK.
No, when you say US and UK, the question is it Nigerians there? Do you get?
Yes.
You need to be specific. Hey, you need to be specific.
Nigerians there.
Nigerian, Ghana, and Nigerians / Ghanaians in the US, UK, Canada, and other parts. Europe, okay, let's do Europe and other first world countries. The content is for January 2025, and what was the specific instructions you gave? Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to admit some people. That's why I took a pause. So you want it to be generic posts. What do you mean by generic posts? I don't understand what you mean by generic posts.
generic posts like generic designs. It could be maybe something making luxury affordable or invest wisely,
Okay,
and we just
just like a general poster. And I want a mix of different types of content. Before you even give it your own distance, the first thing I usually would like to do is to ask it to give me sort of like an quote and unquote an outline. So let's see how to do that. So based on your knowledge of social media best practices, what kind of content, both in formats and the content itself, would work for this audience segment? So the goal, what's your goal for the social media platform? Again, because that's important. What's your goal for the social media platform? You want to do, are you trying to get attention, or you're trying to
practically
gain
engagement
conversion?
and practically awareness. Sorry,
Okay,
awareness.
awareness. The main objective of this social media page is to drive awareness. That is, we want to reach more people that do not yet know about the company but are interested in real estate and investing in luxury real estate in Nigeria. But this is important because the context of what your audience wants would help you create content that targets them. So for example, if I did not know this, with ChatGPT will try to combine awareness, consideration, conversion. And if what you're looking for is awareness, conversion content is not the best. Because for example, if you don't have a lot of followers, for instance, telling people to come and buy doesn't make sense. People are not following you yet. Luxury real estate. So let's do that. Oh, shoot. I didn't tell you to, okay, I asked it for content formats. Okay, good. It asked for content formats. Okay. All right, let's start from the beginning. So it's talking about the content formats that you should pay attention to: high quality image posts, virtual staging of luxury property showing opulent interiors and stunning architecture, lifestyle shots highlighting the amenities, before and after renovation transformations, aerial drone shots, local area highlights. That's for the kind of image posts you're going to be using. Then short video form videos, property walkthrough, timeline videos of sunsets from penthouses, quick luxury home design tips, neighborhood spotlight features, client success stories, carousel posts, multiple angles of single properties, investment comparison slides, day in the life in different luxury communities, educational slides about investment opportunities, feature comparison of different properties, polls about preferred luxury amenities, questions about investment preferences, guess the price of featured property, this or that. So that's the kind of content that you would be posted, right? So typically what I would typically do in cases like this is I'll create a document, doc.new. So I'll create a document so that I can just copy and besides I won't have to be scrolling through. I won't have to be scrolling through. I have to be scrolling through chat. So I just paste this. I title this real estate social media plan outline. All right. So let's just let me
Can we
zoom
see
in
your
very.
screen?
Yeah. I will zoom in. Don't worry. I'll zoom in. Just zoom in. Can you see my screen? Because I need to show you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay,
Yes,
everybody
we
said
can.
yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. Sub B. So these are ideas. So another thing that I would personally would do is, if I was going to do this, I would also look for real estate. I look for real estate, other luxury real estate companies that have banging social media, right? Like that one that the video support, like the best of the best, and try to see some ideas from there, and then I'll bring that idea into there. But since we don't have time for that, we can skip that and just focus on AI. So now the content themes, the themes I want to approach, the things I want to cover in the content would be investment focus. We're going to be doing some investment focus. We're going to be doing some lifestyle and aspirational. So, for example, talk about ROI statistics from previous development, imagine luxury neighborhoods in Nigeria and Ghana, comparison of property values, investment visa opportunities to real estate, tax benefits of international property ownership, and stuff like that. The lifestyle and aspiration, celebrity homes, local luxury events, high-end interior design trends, blah blah blah. The educational content, cultural connections. Then all of this is basically stuff that lifestyle, collaboration, blah blah blah. So now you have sort of like an outline. So now want to be more. Now want to be more specific. So let's drill down. So we can put that. We like the. This is the what's now. This is the type of content type. So give me a sec. Let me copy content themes. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm still admitting people. So that we can see it very well. So right now, so now that we have that, we now refine based on this thought. So let's say this is good, but a bit too broad. Here are the themes that I think would work. So which of these content themes? I think these content themes would work. This investment focused content theme would work. So let's do number one, investment focused. So let's do this one would work. This one would work. Okay. So which one again? Tax benefits of international property ownership. I think this one also. I know since we are targeting Nigerians that's left from Nigeria, we don't need to focus on this. If you were trying to sell property in Europe, for example, this might be a better strategy. But since you are not targeting white people that are looking for visa in Nigeria, this is not useful. All right, so let's do lifestyle and aspirational. So lifestyle and aspirational. So we want to talk about something like this. Let's talk about, I don't think, since some people that you are targeting are abroad, you might not want to talk about luxury event or high social gathering. Again, it depends on you knowing your audience very well. Is this something that you think that your audience will find interesting if you post about, maybe, for example, if the video did a wedding or those kind of stuff? Do you think something they'll find interesting? If no, you can skip it. So you can look at high-end interior design trends. Another thing you could add is smart home features, exactly. Premium rentals and smart home features. You can talk a lot about that. Then let's go to educational content. So these are some of the stuff that market analysis and trends, property management tips, good. Financing options, also good. I don't know, do you think legal consideration is important, or I don't think that's an important thing because again, it's people that have left for Nigeria, right?
No, I don't think legal considerations for
Is
cross-border
important.
investment. I don't think so.
It's important. All right, cool. So we can leave this cultural connection. We can just leave that one out. So these are basically the content things that you think would work. Um, so these are the content things that we think would work. And the content types want a mix of so we can say for the content types, here are the types of content that I have access to or can create. Because again, it's not everything that you're able to create. So which of these content types are you able to create? Can you are you able to create this one? Are you able to create this one? I mean, in terms of what your company is able to provide, do you get like, so are you able to do all of this? Like, for example, this day in the life would require like people already living in the community and then going to like follow them with a video. If you are just building, you might not be able to, put up stuff like this. Do you get?
Yes, it's
Uh,
basically most of their properties are off plan, so
Off plan.
it's
Okay.
currently on construction. So it's mostly using their already
Paris
completed buildings, then
coordinates.
the
Okay.
present buildings, then the
Okay.
3D.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So for the content types, here are the contents that I can create. Or no, let's give it more context. Given that most of the luxury properties are just completed or in progress, I can only use still photos of completed but unoccupied properties, properties in properties in progress or properties being built, and 3D slash virtual renderings. I can also shoot a few videos on site, but most of those would be done on a mobile phone. And so we will not lean on that. So now for the content plan, I want you to create a table that has the dates on one column, the type of content as educational. What are the types you talked about? You talked about educational, informative, generic, educational, generic, sort of like Happy Monday, CGIF style posts or inspirational posts. Inspirational posts. What again? Educational, generic. What again? What other type of content do you
Then
think we
the
should
other
add?
one is basically the property, the site
Okay.
update
Showing a site updates
or progress on the.
slash progress on property. Now, don't create the table yet. Let's talk about some of the things that these audiences would care about that we can easily solve. Because if you ask it to create the table, it would, but it's still going to be a little bit generic because again, we've not yet, or it's not, no, not generic. It's going to be obvious, right? So okay, maybe I should rephrase this. So we don't want, whenever you're creating content, and this is me speaking from a content marketing perspective, one of the best things you can do is to create something that is non-obvious. That is something that it's not found everywhere. Like we want to actually go really deep. So maybe we should just keep that and say, I want our content to be really deep, informative, and helpful. Not surface level type of content. I want content that when our audience comes across, they are, sorry, someone just wants to join. Give me a sec. They are likely to save and even share with their friends because of how useful it is. Okay, so for the content plan, we want to have a table that has the date of the column, the type of content, an explanation, a description of the media that would, okay, the text in the post. So which would be like, that would be like the caption, right? The text in the post, which should it be like the caption or what would be on the images?
No, there are going to be briefs on the design itself. Then
Okay,
the
all right,
post itself is not going to have captions with
all right,
hashtags.
all right, good. So okay, so we want to have the type of content. Okay, so maybe we should not talk about the content plan yet. So before that, stop. Let's edit this. This is one advantage of Chat GPT actually. Okay, so let's start with here. For the content that you would create, I would need the brief for the design / carousels or the description of how a video would look. Okay, for the content I create, okay, first I will need, okay, let me not jump a step. I will need a combination of still images designs with text, still images with text overlaid. Jesus Christ, Liverpool is just beating everybody. Still images with text overlaid, text-based carousels, and videos. For the still images and text-based carousels, I would need you to provide, for the still images and text, I need to provide the copy that would go on them, and for the videos, I would need an explanation. I would need an explanation or no, a brief description of of what the videos would look like and be about. So that means you would provide the copy that would go on the images and a brief description for the videos. Okay, so this is how, when I'm working with AI, this is how I use. Of course, it takes time, but the what's the word now? As you do it often and often, it becomes faster because you know what works and what doesn't. So it's taking this long because, again, this is something that I'm not exactly familiar with. Plus, I don't have the full context. If it's that, probably, I've seen the website, I know exactly, like I know all the details. Because you know the details more than me, you'll be able to give more direct context. I'm just trying to, cover all the bases. Now, when you write the content plan, I need it to be outlaid in a table such that all the information I asked for are in different columns. Sorry, that's wrong. And different columns. The plan is for January 2025, and I want to post 3 times per week. So you can copy this. You can, let's edit this. Like I mentioned earlier, I want a mix of educational content, generic content, like Happy Monday, children's education, sites, updates, progress, and the property. All right, so let's start here. And then finally, because I've given it a lot of information, I would not ask you to write it. What I would typically say is, do you understand my requests? If you do, please explain it back to me, then we can get started. So that's how I would structure. Now, I use the information that I got from the AI initially, then I give my own context with it, and then so it's to create, summarize your request. You want to create a current content calendar for January 2025 with 3 posts per week, so approximately 12 to 13 posts, focused on investment focused content, lifestyle vision content, educational content, generic content, site updates, construction pro. Primarily still complete or completed but unoccupied properties, construction progress photos, limit profile from videos, text-based posts. You want this in a table format with columns that includes date, day, type of category, copy for the post, visual description. That's what kind of image would work for video content, then brief description of the video. I want the content to be deep and valuable enough that your audience will want to save it and share it, avoiding surface level information, providing genuine useful insight that will help your audience understand of luxury real estate investments. Okay, so the last thing I'll say yes, this is correct. The last thing I forgot to ask is that in addition to the copy on the images or video description, I would also need captions for Instagram. Right? Should be that's what they call them, social media people. It's captions, I mean, that text that used to be at the bottom.
Yes.
Captions for Instagram. Since captions for Instagram. Now, because this is why I asked, because captions for Instagram tend to be shorter, posts for Facebook tend to be longer. You get it?
Yes.
Yeah. So now, if you have a carousel for Instagram, it might not make sense to use that carousel directly for Facebook. So when you first create it, you would look at it and you would see that, oh, does this make sense for Facebook? So what you can do, or what I would do if I ask you to create the content and it creates the content, which we would see, and then you realize that, oh, it looks like this content doesn't exactly fit for Facebook. You can say this content is more tailored towards Instagram because, because of the sorry, I'm admitting people. This content is more tailored to Instagram because of their shorter captions and more information in the text. But I need you to redesign it or write it with Facebook, with a focus on Facebook, where there's going to be more text in the post and lesser text on the images, because Facebook typically likes lesser text on images, right? You can't do that, and again, because it's AI, it doesn't have any problem with that. So well, let's just start with captions for Instagram. Now you can create the table. All right, so this is what I talked about. I talked about artifacts. So basically, it is creating. So it is creating it because again, tables are quite large. So it is creating it like a document. So let's just finish. Then I can either copy or download the document. So I think it should be done. Okay, so it replied, it said, I started with week one to show you the level of detail and format. This includes deep informative content while maintaining an aspirational tone. Each post is designed to be savable and shareable with educational carousels that provide actual insights and data, construction updates that show real progress and technical details, motivational posts tied to practical investment opportunities. So this is week one. So we can copy everything because I zoomed in. So that's why it's like this, because I zoomed in. If I didn't zoom in, it would be easier to read. So let's see. Give me a sec. Okay. So this is week one, Monday. So this is a generic motivational. This is the type of design you're going to be using. Image copy, new year, new investment opportunities await. Then this is the Instagram caption. So a visual. So this is for Wednesday, the carousel, clean modern design with graph charts and minimal text on each slide. Understanding. So this is the content. Understanding ROI in luxury real estate, a complete guide. Average ROI in premium Lagos Accra properties, 15 to 20% annual appreciation. Case studies affecting case study, property name, all of this. Now I don't like this because I feel like it is too. What's the word now? I feel like it is too basic, right? So this is the caption, this deep dive, understanding ROI in luxury real estate, swipe proof and expert analysis of returns in the premium property. We've compiled real data from portfolio and market research to give you actionable insights for your investment decisions. So that was just 2 days. All right. So if I was going to reply Claude now, I would say, I would go down and say, looking at this design, at the content you created. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, this is better. You created, it is still too generic. Okay, this is for Friday. So video post. I didn't check this. So drone footage starting with an aerial view of the entire development and swooping down to highlight specific features of the property under construction, show workers in safety gear, architectural details being implanted, and end with a split screen showing the stage range versus current progress. Watch property name transform into your future luxury. Okay, this one is not bad. This one is still decent. This one is still decent, right? So, but I don't like that this educational one, it's not educational at all, it's not personal information. Especially the post for Wednesday, Wednesday, January 8th. The insights are not really insightful. I would rather that you go more in depth and be more specific. Now, this is where examples come in. So what I would do is I would just go to Instagram for an example, right? I'll go to Instagram as an example to look for an example. People are going to see, oh, I have to log in. Give me a sec. I forgot that I logged out of Instagram. Give me a sec. Let me pause sharing so I can enter my password. I don't think it's, I have it saved. So let me see if it is correct. If it logs in, no, I've changed it. Sorry, let me stop sharing and then I would enter my password and I'll continue sharing. Give me a second. Stop presenting. Okay. But I hope you are seeing how all the things I explained yesterday is getting implemented. I hope it's making sense. I hope you are seeing the process. What I really want you to understand is the process. You can see that there's not necessarily one prompt. It's just you explaining, logically working through whatever it is that we are sharing. So, okay. 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 All right. Let's search for. Okay. Let me share my screen back. Okay. So here are some. Oh, you guys probably can't see. So here are some pages that we could try. So let's see if they have any type of content that we might find useful. So my screen is beginning to hang. So let's check. Let's see what they come up with. So you can see that most of what they have is just videos, pictures, videos, pictures, videos, pictures. All right. So when you are trying to create the content, what I would first do before asking the AI to give me the type of content, I will actually get a few of these types of content. I don't think you can upload videos to AI, unfortunately, but you can give the AI a description of what the content looks like. So here's one. So this one is more shortlets. This one is more shortlets, completed building, shortlets, completed buildings. Okay. 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 Hey, for example, this is something. This is good, right? So this one talks about what you should know about C of O, right? Or 4 questions to ask about buying property in Nigeria. So this is an example of the kind of content you want to create. So for your real estate property in Nigeria, or 4 questions to ask before buying any property. And if you are going to create, what type of content did you even provide? Educational investment, talking about understanding ROI in the luxury real estate. And if you're going to create a carousel on understanding ROI in luxury real estate, I would want it to be more detailed, probably starting from what ROI is, how is it calculated, what influences it, and how a client can get the best ROI on their property. So again, I'm asking you to make a correction. So can you make this correction for all the content that you create? It should have this level of detail and granularity so that the client is not confused. Again, this is probably one of the cheat codes. Whenever you explain what you want it to do, give it the reason why you're asking it to do it. So when I tell you to make this question, I'm telling you that the reason why I'm telling you to make this correction is so that the client is not confused and that the client sees me or sees us as experts that they can trust. It is this little explanation that would give it a little bit more context so that when it is writing, it's writing with the intention of, okay, I need to position people as experts rather than just writing as somebody that is just copying information. So so let's try this again and let's see what it says. Let me revise the Wednesday post to be more detailed and let me know if it's the level of depth and practicality you're looking for. So it's going to create a version 2. You can see a version 2 here. So let's start. Generic motivation. Start with 2025 with purpose. The real estate in Africa is evolving, offering unprecedented opportunities for visionary investors. Whether you're looking for your dream home or a smart investment, this year holds endless possibilities. So, visual description. Now, another thing I would do is, if I'm going to do this for every investment post, right, I would ask it to actually give me the text. Okay, it has already given you the content that is there actually. This one is just design cues. So what is ROI in real estate, right? Purchase price plus total investment, renovation fees and taxes, annual income rent or sale profit. The simple formula is net profit over total investment times 100. Example calculation with 500 million property. Okay, so he's giving an example, direct versus indirect ROI sources. The direct is rental income, property sale. The indirect is tax benefits, equity building, assets appreciation. I'll ask you to remove the currency here. So property ROI calculation example. Property price, purchase price was 500 million. Renovation and furnishing is 50 million. Maybe the annual rental income is 45 million. The property value after 3 months, after 3 years is 750 million. So total ROI calculation breakdown. Location impact on ROI. Why is this thing not? Okay, so Ikoyi versus Victoria Island comparison, infrastructure development plans. I still don't like how it explained it. So I'll go back and say, okay, so I'll say, well, this is a bit more detailed. It is quite. So the best way when you're trying to get ChatGPT to write stuff like this, which is what you saw me do yesterday, is to actually do the research and the information you want it to provide. So for example, if I was going to do this, what I would do is I'll probably go and look for the best lead magnets that some of these property guys have. So you go to their website, what lead magnets do they have? What information do they have in their blog, right? So let's see, real estate. Luxury real estate firms. Wow, it's already 8 o'clock, and I want us to try another person's luxury real estate firms in Nigeria. So I'll see, because if there's one thing I have learned in my life as a content marketer, you don't want to start design from scratch when you don't want to start building from scratch when ideas already exist. So what I would do is I'll look for, do these people, do they have content, right? Do this luxury real estate, do they have content that I can steal? Right. Okay. So good. So you can take yeah, you can take their FAQs, right? And you can just use your FAQs as posts, right? So for example, instead of how do I verify title of a property, talk about the importance of verification of title of a property. How do I know if a property is a good investment, right? So this can be an idea that you will steal and use. So instead of asking ChatGPT to come up with the educational, now you can ask it to come up with the what's the word now? You can ask it to come up with the um you can ask it to come up with the inspiration, the Happy New Year, Happy New Month, those kind of things. It's good at that. When it comes to stuff like in-depth things, you would usually have to give it some examples. So what I would probably would want to do is I'll pause on creating the plan um and I would try to talk about the educational because that's what I consider the most important part. So I would take all this information, like these are the kinds of information. So it is quite true, it is too high level and a bit confusing. So let's focus on the types of educational content I want to create. Here is an example of what I would want a post, an educational post to look like. Another thing that is that I've not yet told it about tone, which is probably why it sounds like this. I should have told it that I want the carousels to be not in bullet points, to be in sentences or paragraphs. So here's an example of how do I know if a property is a good investment? How to know if a property is a good investment. Under this carousel post, I would want to cover points like considering the location, considering the amenities in the area, considering the type of documents that come with the property. Now, when writing a carousel, each post should have the content in paragraphs, not bullet points, so that it is easy. Now, all of this that I'm explaining, assuming I had found an example of a carousel, I just took screenshot and said, this is the example of the kind of content I want to create. I don't have to do this back and forth, which is why I like the idea, or I talked a lot about giving examples. So assuming that the document that David sent had images, had samples, right? So for example, whenever I create content plans, one of the things I always put is I put my source. I put my source or my sample so that you can see visually an example of what I'm trying to do so that you don't have to start from scratch. That's one thing to also consider when you're trying to prompt AI. You need to find examples. Unfortunately, I didn't plan for that because the prompt actually came in a bit late. So that it is should have content in bullet points so that it is easy to understand. So okay, let me see if I can find an example. I used to run an Instagram page called Lights Wheel. So Lights.wheel. She's still there, yep. All right, so let's see. Where is our carousel? We used to have a lot of carousels. Okay, for example, this is one. So what I'll do is I'll take screenshots. I'll take screenshots and I'll paste it. So that's one. I think it can take a maximum of 5 screenshots. So okay, so that is that about that. Let me see. So again, like I said, if I was going to explain, or I was going to talk to somebody about, I was going to explain how to create. So I would have taken screenshots from this kind of page. When I was talking about generic post, I'll have taken a screenshot of something like this and be like, this is an example of a generic post that I want to create, right? With the caption. Or why is this still zooming? Or I would have taken a screenshot of something like this, right? Something like this. And I said, this is an example of a carousel post, right? That I want to share. Why are you looking good? So this is an example of, so I will have taken examples of specific what I want it to look like and send it to the AI and say, look, whenever you're creating content, what I want it to look like. So I can say something like, I have attached a sample of a carousel post from another social media page that I like. You can see how conversational the content is and how it is easy to understand. That is the kind of content, that's the way so can you try recreating try first recreating the ROI posts again. Don't add it to the artifact yet. Just write it in a reply. If I like it, then we can add to the artifact. Also, try not to provide too much information to avoid overloading the reader. The max of 2 to 3, so max of 3 to 4 pages, images are enough. We can always do a part 2 or part 3 if there is much to cover. All right, so now let's see how much difference this makes. So now this is more in line with what I would want, but it is still too worthy. So I would say that this is much better, but a bit too conversational and too wordy. Each post should have a max of 2 to 2 to 3 short and simple sentences. You can use a similar structure So again, so this is how you okay, can you see now? This is much better, right? So this is much better. What is ROI? ROI shows how much money you make from property investment. And if you understand if your investment is profitable or not, think of it as this. Then how to calculate ROI? So example, all right? So now this is a good one. So I can say this is a good example. So let's go back to the artifact. You can add this into the Wednesday post. Now I want to give you examples of other posts, inspirational and generic, that you can pick ideas from. So now what I would do is I would, because this page has like something like what I'm trying to create. So it will be something like this. So I can ask it like stuff like this. So I can ask you to use this idea. Maybe I can ask you to use this idea about if you want to watch movies you should watch if you're looking to get into real estate, for example. I can take a screenshot and post it. So you need to teach it the kind of content you want and how you want that content to be structured. You need to think about it from the context of what results do you want. You need to have the results you want very clear. So this is how I iteratively prompt. Now, it might look like it's a lot more work in the beginning, and it is a lot more work, but the advantage is that once you get it right and you have a template, so to speak, the next time you want to create content, you just need to copy that template, import that template into Claude, give it the list of the things you want to talk about. Because you notice that when for those of you that were around yesterday, when I was trying to write an article, I just gave it here are 3 to 4 articles I've written for this particular company, analyze the articles to let me know what how the articles look. So for example, if I was going to create content for this particular thing, the first thing I would do, which is probably what I should have done, is I'll just take a screenshot of this page like this. I'll just take a screenshot, right? I'll just take a screenshot of like this Instagram page, right? So I'll just take a screenshot. So let me start a new chat. I'll just take a screenshot, right? So you see the difference between when you give examples. Let's see. So I can say something like, let me add this. Where's the real estate? So I can just copy the prompt. So you will see now the difference it makes when you have an example, when you have a sample, and when you have to teach it everything from scratch. Which actually I've probably done this earlier. That was my bad. Give me a sec. Is this making sense or is this boring? Because I can see that a lot of people have dropped off, of course. But 21 when I started, I was just 12. So if this is something that is helping you, you can drop a thumbs up or you can drop a chat. I probably want to drop some things in the chat that I did not see. Okay, all right. Nobody's sending thumbs up. Hey, oh Jesus. Okay, I'm saying thumbs up now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'll copy this and I'll copy this and I would say I'll paste it here. You don't do. Thank you for the thumbs up. So I'll now say stuff like I have attached a screenshot of a social media page that I like their content. While it is about a different, while it is in a different industry, I like the way, the type of content they create because it uses mostly still images and designs, which are often what I have access to. So first, I want you to analyze the screenshots and suggest and tell me what makes them a good social media page so that I can apply some of those tactics to my own page. This is why I always say stuff like you have to be an expert at what you're doing. So if you don't know how to differentiate a good social media page from a bad social media page, you don't know what a good social media post look like, you will struggle because you don't know it. AI cannot know it for you, so it will keep giving you rubbish. But if you're able to find, a good example, and then you can now begin to work from that point. I don't know what I'm saying makes sense. So now let's see the results it will give me. So now that it has analyzed light view social media strategy, it talked about how we use text-based graphics, quote cards, myth versus fact, emotional imagery with overlaid text, definition educational card, question engagement post, relatable memes and humor. So the visual strategy, the visual slash the design strength, simple but impactful typography, educational content broken down into digestible pieces, use of social proof, myth busting, emotional triggers, call to action, engagement focused question, mix of serious and lighter content. Now, because of that, it has simply suggested a content mix for January. So it talks about, do you know, myth versus facts, investments, terminology explained, comparison cards, success stories, without showing faces, just beautiful properties, statistics about property value appreciation in key areas, lifestyle and aspirational content, interior design trends, location highlights, your neighborhood features, engagement posts, stuff like this. So call to action posts and stuff like this. So I can say I like these examples, but a few things to note. I also want to provide site updates / construction in progress posts where we will show images and short videos of our content in progress. Can you incorporate this? Now for the content, I am looking to create content for January 2025, posting once daily from Monday to Friday, right? Can you provide all the content I would need, i.e., the copy on the images, description of the image, visual description of the image, and the caption. It would also help if you vary the type of content that we post so that our page is not boring. Can you do that? Now, notice that this is just the second chart. Oh, this is just the second chart. This is just the second chart. This is just the second chart, and you can see how it's better. So for January 1, we talked about new year, new heights in January luxury living. 2025 is a year to invest. That's image copy. And then this is the caption. Then for the next day, area drawn short of construction site in progress. Watch as your future investments rises in new art. Our latest area footage at Kineko captures the magnificent progress of the future. Now, the caption is not the best, specifically because I didn't give an example of captions. So if I was going to do this, I would have gone to any of these real estate brands and copied their caption and said, these are the examples of captions I want to write. So that's how I'll do it. But you see that because I have given an example of the kind of content I work and it has analyzed the content to let me know why it worked, it's simply applying that information, which is why I'm very, very big on using. Look at how much explanation we had to do. Look at how much explanation that we had to do to get to the point we got to. Meanwhile, just by providing context, that's the power of context. Just by providing context, we've gotten to it. Look at this. Why Nigeria and Ghana lead Africa's luxury real estate growth 2025. Did you know premium real estate in Lagos and Accra saw a 25 value appreciation in 2024? Experts project even stronger growth in 2025. Here's why savvy investors are choosing West Africa's prime locations, right? So this is good. So you said, would you like me to continue with the remaining weeks? I can create the full month's content following this pattern, ensuring we remain a good mix of construction updates, market insights, this. I can say, yes, you can continue. Just a few tips. One, please space the visual image copy and caption with a line in between so they are easy to read. Then the next one, put all of the content in an artifact so I can easily download it. Then finally, for the captions, can you make them a bit less AI? Though this one is not really going to do much because, I mean, it is what it is. But if I had an example of a caption, so let me see if I can quickly find an example of a caption that I like and can use. So let's see. The caption is not really that great. So can we less AI sign and more human sounding? Think like how you would write the caption for Apple, a brand like which other luxury brand would you? What's the name of this guy? Or what Bang and Olufsen? I love their copy. All right, so now let's try. So now you can see just in 3 prompts. 1, 2, 3, and that's created the artifact for the whole month. So you can that's paste it, and then it's going to create from January 1 to January 30. And you just watch it work. Okay. It's lazy. So okay, so what you do is you look at the first week. If you like it, then you can tell it to continue, and it just continue till the end. I think you might have to tell it to break it down actually, because it has a context limit. So you can say you should do it week by week. I just remember that because when I was trying to do something earlier, it was telling me that you have to do week by week. So you can, for stuff like, you can just tell it to do week by week. This is why I don't like zooming. Okay, good. Okay, so this is January. Gives an explanation of the design. Now, the advantage of this thing is that if you want, you can actually take this prompt and go put it inside an AI, what's the word now? An AI image generator. If you want to be very, very lazy, you can do that. But if you have a designer, you can just give him this idea and tell him to design it, and then the copy is what is on it, and then this is the caption. Oh, good. So January 2, cinematic drone. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to, what's the word now? I'm trying to zoom in, but it's annoying to zoom in. So cinematic drone shot. So January 2, every beam, every detail, every moment of craftsmanship brings us closer to perfection. This is Kinecon taking shape. The new epicenter, market intelligence. In a world of fleeting trends, West African luxury estate stands timeless. Here, investment writes its own legacy. So this is what is bringing. So I can say that I don't like this copy as much as I like the previous copy. This is good, but I don't like this copy as much as the previous copy. It feels too short and impersonal. So maybe revert to the former one. Also, let's work week by week. So let's do week 1. And if I like it, week 2, and so on. So it's going to edit this. So this is the January 1 to 3 next week. January 2, construction update. January 3, the future of luxury, why West African leads real estate growth in 2025. See, what is driving this growth? Expanding high net worth population, strategic infrastructure development, blah, blah, blah. It's the glimpse of the future of African real estate. Ready to be you can see, schedule I even put a pro tip. Schedule a private consultation to learn more about our exclusive investment opportunities. Link in bio. So I said, so we can say, good. Let's go to week 2. So so you can see this is Monday. It tells you what it wants the visual to be like, what the copy is going to be. Welcome to a private sanctuary above the city at Kinecon. It's not about the view, it's about the experience, blah blah blah. And again, if you want to edit any specific caption that you don't like, you can always tell it, oh, for this particular day, please edit this particular caption and change it. Right. So these are the features. But then if you say, okay, you want to have carousel, you can tell it to also include carousels can add that you want carousels that people can swipe through. And then for that, again, just take example, take a screenshot, right? If you want to explain carousel, just take a screenshot and give it and say, hey, when you are writing, oh, I don't think, sorry, can you guys see the stuff I'm reading? Or you can't see it? I forgot to ask, can you see it? Jesus Christ, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Oh, Jesus, you guys cannot see it. Okay. There's no time. You could not see it. Okay, when you zoom in. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I can actually download it. So for week 1 and week 2, because I want to take questions now. I don't think I can have time to take another. I just take questions now. So I will download it. I can publish it to the internet. I'll publish it and then I'll drop the link on the group now. So you can actually go and check it out right now. So you can check it out on the group right now. I'll send it to the group right now. So you can check it out if you want. So if you click the link, you should be able to check out this document itself. Let me see how it looks when I click the page. So you should be able to check it out now so I can see it. Maybe if I put it there, I'll be able to see it. Yeah, whatever. So okay. I think it should be easier now. So this is day 1, New Year's Day, right? This is what we created. So you can read it if you want. Elegant gradients, background in gold and black, featuring a watermark. So it gives you, so you can take, if you want, you can actually take this design and put it in, you can put it in, what's the word? You can put it in Midjourney or any of this AI, whatever. It would design this, and then you can now take the picture and add your copy in Canva, or you can, because AI doesn't do it with copy, right? And then you can add your caption. Same thing with this one. You can, so if you have the name of your project, whatever it is, you add it there. I think I saw you add some names, you can add it here. So every masterpiece has a journey. At this one, we are crafting more than just luxury residents. We are building a future legacy. Today's construction updates showcases the magic project of flagship development, where each floor represent a new standard of sophisticated living. Currently at whatever percent completion, we are right on schedule for whatever you want to deliver. Then you tell him to swipe to witness the transformation, right? Our latest milestone includes the completion of a signature copy. I mean, you can remove that if it doesn't fit in. Again, all of this will be better if you took the picture of the project and you gave it to ChatGPT and to Claude and say, this is what the project completion looks like. So you can help us, it will look at it and give you answer. But in the absence of that, it just comes up with stuff. So this is the educational type of content. The future of luxury, why West Africa leads real estate growth in 2025. Like I said, AI likes this phrase. So if you don't like it, you can tell AI. You can put that in the instruction that you don't want any copy to have phrase : another phrase. You can tell it that you don't like this style of writing. This isn't X, it is Y. You can tell them you don't like it and it to change it. But this is just very, very base level. This is very, very base level, very, very simple, very, very basic of what you can do with AI. Now it takes a bit of time. Actually, it doesn't, because using this method where I added the screenshots, it was way, way faster than the first method that we used, which is what I advise you to do. So before you start using AI for anything, the first thing you should try to find out is, where can I find an example? So for example, if you want to write a YouTube video script, for instance, look for some of the best YouTube videos in that area, download their scripts, import their scripts, tell it to analyze the scripts, and then tell it to use that as an inspiration for creating your own script. You want to build, I don't know, you want to write a blog post, find some of the best blog posts in and around that topic, tell it to use or replicate the style. You want to do a website, copy or download the website design, put it in and say, this is the kind of website design I want. Let's use something like that. It makes your work so much faster because you don't have to give it context. It can literally see the context by itself. And this is the content. I mean, if you're a social media designer, social media marketer rather, that is building content for people, you're able to do this for 5, 6, 7 clients in a week. And even if all of them are just paying you, even if it's just 50K and you do it for 10 clients, yeah, if you have 10 clients and if them are paying 50K, that's 500K. right? And the better you become at it, the more you can, charge your clients, right? Because I mean, this is just one use case, and there are several use cases. Just like time will not permit us to take everything 8:30. But this is how I want you to think about AI. You notice that I did not give you any prompt, any magic prompt. I just want you to have an idea of how it works. Unfortunately, AI and Cloud does not allow you to share chat. I will have shared this chat with you. Or can I? Can I share the chat? I don't think I can share chat. I know it's this thing that allows you to share chat. Um, I know ChatGPT allows you to share chat, but I don't think Claude has that feature. I'll check if it has, but I don't think it does. So that's basically how I would advise that you use AI, right? Start with an example, something that will give context, right? You can see I gave a screenshot, right? So start with an example that will give context. Start with somebody that, if you've read Austin Kleon's book, Still Like an Artist, there's nothing original like this one. Everything is an upgraded version. So another thing you could do is if you don't want to strictly copy one, you can look for 6 or 7 different sites, take copies and put them and say, okay, I like all of this. So extract something from this one, extract from this one, extract from this one. When it extracts everything, okay, tell it now that you've extracted it, I like this one from this one, I like this one from this one, I like this one from this one. And then it will build your own sort of standard or structure for you, and then you go on from there. But the idea is that it gives enough context, right? So that's how we use it. I know that everything was a little bit clumsy. It wasn't really clear because I was zooming in and out. But I hope that I have given you some context. And like I said, I'll upload the recording tonight so that you can slow it down, you can go through it, you can pause, right? So you can pause and actually read what is on screen while you're watching the video. Okay, but I hope that this has been helpful, right? I want to take questions now. I don't want to start another use case because I don't think I have enough time, and I don't want to overshoot my time because I want to go and sleep. So, but if you have questions, you can ask. I hope that this hopefully gives you a new way of thinking of AI. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask. Then we can talk next steps. But if anybody has any question, please, this is the time to ask. If you have any specific questions, go ahead and ask. Nobody's asking any question, or nobody, you cannot hear me. Which one? Someone said it doesn't have the group link. I'll drop the group link on the chat now. Copy link. Okay. Nobody's saying anything. Can you people hear me? DJ said I should show you the prompt. What I just explained is that you don't need the prompt. Like if I was going to do the same thing tomorrow, I'm not going to use the same prompt. It's not about the prompt. It is about how you think about using AI. So it's not about the prompt. I mean, if I copy the prompt and I give it to you, it is useless if what you want to do is to create an email marketing calendar now instead of social media content. It's not, because it can't work. So I don't think you should focus too much on exactly the prompt I use. Rather, focus on how did I think about the problem? How did I break down the problem? How did I explain it to AI? So the principles are pretty simple. Find a sample of what you want to do, explain in detail what you want to do to the AI, and ask it if it understands. And then now use iterative prompting. So based on what it has said, build on it, ask it to go to the next step. So if it has given you an analysis and it has given you a content mix, the next thing you want to do is give it more context of what you can do. And then it creates the calendar. If you like the calendar, say, oh, change this, change this, change this. Now do this. If it does it well, oh, that's good. Yeah, let's go to the next one. If you didn't do it well, oh, you did not do it well. Change this, change this, change this. Do that over and over and over again until you get to where you are going. It's really that simple. Now, the final thing I wanted to share, I forgot. The final thing I wanted to share, especially if you're using Claude, if you use ChatGPT, you might not need this. But if you're using Claude, one of the problems that Claude usually has is that it's when it gets to after like 12 to 50, like 20 to 25 prompts, it starts telling you that it's too long. It starts telling you that it's too long. Where is that? It starts telling you that your post is too long, and so sorry, I have to zoom out. Right. So if you tell you that your chat is too long, so what I usually do, I think I used it for salsa. So what I usually do is okay. So what I usually do is once I get to the end, I'll tell it to generate a. So now this is what I usually tell it. I would say this chat has become too long. So it's already telling me that the chat is too long. You can see. I don't know if you can see it here. It says long chat cause you to reach your usage limits faster. So I should start a new chat. So what I would say is, what I usually would tell the AI is that whenever we get, I'll say this chat has become too long and I need to start a new chat. I want you to design a detailed prompt that covers all the instructions I've given you so far. The idea is to have a prompt so detailed that the response I will get will be the same as the response I would have gotten if I continued this chat. I need you to provide all the context I've given you, including referencing all the documents that I have added to the project by name and also all the specific instructions I have given you, such as an example, the need to reference every source that I utilize. Try to make the prompt in paragraphs using bullets or numbering only when necessary. So it's now wrote this prompt for me. So this is the prompt that I will now copy and take it to the next chat. So here's a comprehensive prompt for continuing the WADBC case study. You're writing a case study, blah blah blah. The case study documents show how this and this. It included this, and these are the documents. It names them and what it does, names it and what it does. The case study that have been completed, blah blah blah. For whenever these are the instructions for each new section written, you must always reference source documents and page numbers. Use this. So these are all of the corrections I made, right? And what happened is when I go here, which was the next chat, that was this one. This was the next chat. I just copied and pasted that chat. So you can see, I just copied and pasted that chat here. That prompt rather. I copied and pasted that. And then it just continued writing for me. So it just continued writing for me. So, and then it gave me the source. And then it made a few mistakes. I corrected it, and that's it. So that's how to use Claude. Somebody saying that they tried to open Claude, but the lender you can't use when you input a Nigerian number for information. You can, because I opened it with Nigerian number. I will check how I did it. I knew that there was a problem with that, but I tried it, and it actually worked. I can't remember how I did it. I honestly can't remember, but I'll try it again today to open another account and I'll see how it works. But I know Claude works, because I even pay with my Nigerian card. So Claude works. I'll check it and I'll get back to you on the group, but it works. I would open Claude. Just that, know that the version of Claude that you would use is the paid version and it's expensive. It costs $20 per month, which is about, you calculate that about almost 40,000 naira per month, right? But it's, for me, it's 99% worth it. But if you can't afford it, you can always go with ChatGPT. ChatGPT already has the project feature and you can do the exact same thing I just did. ChatGPT does this. I use the same thing with ChatGPT. So you can do that. Just copy, and when you pay for ChatGPT is also $20, quote unquote. But when you pay with ChatGPT via the mobile app, it's cheaper. So if you are paying via Android, it's 16,500, I think. But if you are paying via Apple on an Apple device, that is on an Apple phone, on an iPhone, you would pay 9,900. I don't know why it's that amount. I really don't understand. But if you are paying via an iPhone, you're going to pay 9,900 every month. So if you are trying to pay for ChatGPT, I would advise you use that. But if you can afford it, also pay for Claude. Claude is way better when it comes to writing than ChatGPT, at least from my experience. So any other questions? I don't think I'm getting any question. Any other question? All right, Bemiga, go ahead. You're on mute. You're still on mute, though. Wait, can I not unmute Uni? Can you not unmute your mic?
Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
I don't talk go. So you were talking about the paid version of Cloud.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what's the difference between the paid and the free, or is there a free version of Cloud?
Yes, there's a free version. Just that the paid version is more intelligent. That's it. And then you get more what's the word? You get more credits. Like you can chat more. So if you check, sorry, give me a sec. I need to zoom out back. So there are different, I don't know if you can see it. There are different models. So there's Cloud 3.5 Sonnet, which is what we're using, which is the most intelligent. Cloud 3 Opus is also good. And then there's Cloud 3 Haiku. That it doesn't support images, so you can't upload images there. It doesn't support images. It doesn't have many of these features. I don't think if you are not using this, I don't think you can also create artifacts. That is like just documents that are at the site. I don't think you can create that with the free version. So you can try it out, but I envisage you meeting a lot of what's the word now? A lot of challenges. I'm trying to see if I can find a comparison of what you get, of the features that you get. Let's see if I can find. I can't find it. This is fine. So yeah, so I usually would advise that if you can get the paid, get the paid. Is always better. And again, you should be using this to make money, right? You should be using this to make money. So if you're using this to make money, just consider it as part of your investments. Like for example, now it's cheaper to get an AI that can do all of these things rather than hiring, a social media manager, for instance. So that's the advice. But if you are really strapped for cash, you can also do exactly everything that I did. You can do it in Chat GPT. It works as well. Baby guy, you're raising your hand again. Please ask a question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Damilare, you typed I in the chat. Do you have a question?
No, I was reacting to the price difference between the Apple Store and the
Oh,
Google
okay,
Store
okay.
for
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
All right, so this is 8:38. I think I can give you back 10 to 20 minutes. I would, once I can end the recording now. I have a couple of things I want to say before I go. So let me just end the recording. So the recording should be out before tomorrow. I'll update it. I will upload it the same way I uploaded this one. Manage recording, stop recording.